Magic Finance. Magic Finance. Target tracks. Magic Finance. Magic Finance. Target tracks. Target tracks. Thank you. Equinox. Thunder Tracks. Thunder Tracks. Magic Acid Tracks. Magic Equinox. Magic Equinox. Magic Equinox. Greens. Greens. Magic Tracks. Greens. Magic Equinox. Thunder Tracks. Thunder Tracks. Thunder Tracks. Magic Equinox. Thunder Tracks. Greens. Magic Equinox. Greens. Magic Equinox. Greens. Greens. Magic Equinox. Tracks. Magic Equinox. Magic Equinox. Greens. Greens. Thunder Tracks. Greens. Thunder Tracks. Greens. Greens. Thunder Tracks. Magic Equinox. Greens. Greens. Magic Equinox. Thunder Tracks. Thunder Tracks. Greens. 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 Magic Equinox. Thunder Tracks. Greens. 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 Magic Tracks. Thunder Tracks. Greens. Thunder Tracks. Thunder Tracks. Greens. Tracks. Target tracks. Prince, target tracks. Prince, magic finance. Prince. Prince. Magic tracks. Magic finance. Prince. Target tracks. Prince. Magic finance. Prince. Magic finance. Target tracks. Magic finance. Prince. Target tracks. Magic finance. Prince. Target tracks. Prince. Target tracks. Prince. Target tracks. Magic finance. Magic finance. Prince. Magic finance. Target tracks. Prince. Magic finance. Magic finance. Magic finance. Magic finance. Magic finance. Prince. Magic Magic items and rituals. Magic items and rituals. Tracks.